Hi, I'm Tanner with Transwest Truck Trailer RV here in Frederick, Colorado. Today we're gonna go over an inventory unit. This trailer just showed up yesterday. We haven't done one of these in a while because they typically are selling before we get them, and that's kind of the case with this one. This one's sale pending, not fully sold yet, but we expect it to leave next week sometime. But it gives us an opportunity to show you guys some of the cool features on these trailers, so that way when we get these on order, and we don't get to order, a ton of these, we can send you guys these videos and you can get your name on them before they hit the lot, just because we understand it's frustrating not being able to actually see them, so this gives you guys a little bit better view. This is a 2026 Cimarron Norstar 2-horse bumper pull. This is the Warmblood version, so we're extra tall, we're straight load, side ramp. We do a couple different variations of this, but this is the side ramp variation. When we get kind of back, but I'll go over the differences between that as well. But on this setup, you are gonna get a front tack, door situated on your slant wall of this front tack. 32-inch door, fold up step here. It will run off a gas piston. Something new, about a month or so ago, we switched on all our gas shocks. They're no longer gonna be steel heads. They're gonna be these, I can't remember if they're aluminum or stainless steel, but they won't rust on you guys anymore. We had a problem with our latch caps rusting a little bit, so we went to these different heads, so you shouldn't have that problem anymore. Again, fold up step on that piston. Door itself, you are gonna have a sliding type window built into there to give you guys, and it is frozen because we just washed it. There we go. Sliding type window to give you guys some ventilation in your tack room. And then a brush tray right here. We do have feed bags for the trailer in the brush tray. I didn't put them in just because I wanted to show you guys how that divider back here operates, and it's super easy to do without these in there. It's easy to do with these in there, but for time frame purposes, I can show you guys a little easier without them in there. In our tack room, I'm not going to jump in there because I'll take up a bit of space. On our wall over here, we have our spare tire low. We have another window above, again, really allowing you guys to pull some air through this trailer, really air out your tack after a long day of riding, anything like that. Clothes rod above that, kind of mounted to our roof bows here, again, giving you a place to hang some clothes, slickers, jackets, stuff like that, so you're not just tossing clothes on the ground in your trailer if you need to. And then on our driver's side wall over here, we do have our saddle rack and blanket bars. Now these are fully adjustable, fully modular. We're set up with 2 saddle pads, 2 blanket bars. There is a track built into the frame of this wall. So again, you loosen these 2 set screws on either your saddles or your blankets. You can adjust these up and down. You can add more. You can take these out if you want less. Again, fully modular, fully adjustable. We do a couple different setups. Lately, we've been doing them with this window and this partition wall. Again, you can move some air if you want to open your front windows and then open this, you can move some air through. I like it more so that you can check on your horses from in here. If you're on a long, cold day, or you're traveling long, cold day, you can come in here, you can grab some feed, you can check on horses, make sure they're all right, do whatever you need to do in here without actually having to drop ramps, drop windows, check on your horses, stuff like that. We have bridle hooks, high and low, on our partition wall here, again, fully carpeted behind those hooks to keep your bridles from, banging up your trailer, to deaden that noise for your horses. Then on our passenger side wall, we have another set high and low, again, fully carpeted behind that. Again, just giving you guys quite a bit of places to hang stuff. In a little condensed package like this nice little 2-horse setup, we try to give you guys as much storage as possible, just because, again, it's a smaller setup package. You want to be able to take as much stuff with you as possible, and you always end up taking more stuff than you can really account for when you plan on getting a trailer. Usually you get a trailer and you fill it up no matter how big it is. We have a 16-inch LED light above our door right here, again, giving you guys plenty of light to be able to see when you're pulling stuff out of that tack room. If you work our way down, I'm not going to crawl up it because it's a pretty icy ramp right now because we washed it and then parked it outside last night. But again, we do have our side ramp. Now we'll do 2 variations of this trailer. We do one with a side ramp, one without a side ramp. The one without the side ramp is kind of your typical just straight load, 2-horse inline trailer. You load your horses and you can back them off. Doing the side ramp variation, we like doing it because it makes it so much more simple to be able to load your trailers from the rear. If you have horses that don't like to back off, or you want to safely walk them off without them having to worry about that drop, worry about how they're walking, you can easily load your horses from the back. When you get where you're going, you can offload your horses off the front. I also like it because it gives you guys the option to lead your horses in the back, and then you yourself can exit out the front without having to slide by a horse, sneak out an escape door. It just gives you guys so many more options to be able to safely offload and load your horses in this setup, and we'll talk a little bit more about that when we get inside. But we do have a 16-inch LED load light above this ramp. Again, plenty of light for you and your horses as you're loading and offloading. We want you guys to be safe. We want you guys to be able to see what you're doing. We are extra tall on this trailer, so I think we're 7'10" tall on this trailer, so you're gonna have to not really worry about height. Again, it's a warm blood setup trailer. We will do them usually 7'7" tall or 7'10" tall, so you're gonna be warm blood height no matter what. We're 6'10" wide again because we don't have to worry about width so much when we are straight loading. We can build them wider if you want, but you just have to keep in mind whenever we build them wider, the setup of these wheels don't change. So if we build the trailer wider, those wheels are gonna be in the same spot and they encroach into your stall area a little bit. So no matter what, down low, you're always gonna be 6'10" wide in your trailer. So that's why we go the 6'10" wide, 7 tall. You're getting the most usable space in your trailer. We are the black and chrome accented wheels on this trailer. These are Dexter 5,200-pound rubber torsion axles as well. So again, you're definitely axled up enough in this trailer, especially hauling those bigger horses. You're gonna have plenty of axle to be able to safely travel. Your electric brakes built on this trailer. So again, everything's contained. You're not gonna have to worry about that. Should integrate with your truck perfectly. Up top, we have these wraparound windows. I love these windows. Again, we're super cold this morning, so it kind of defeats the purpose of these windows this morning. But I like them because when you travel, you can set this ramp up. I'm not gonna fully latch it, but I'll give you guys an idea. Hot summer day, middle August, you're traveling to shows and stuff. You can 100% travel with this ramp up like this, with that Dutch window open, and you can see just how much air you can move through this trailer. Same thing with your rears. You can close that rear ramp, have your Dutches open on the back, and you can move just a super amount of air through this trailer to really, you know, keep your horses as cool as possible while you're traveling. It's really the most effective way to cool them off is moving all that air through them, and this is probably the setup that moves the most air out of all of our models of trailer. I love doing these warm blood and, you know, models with these Dutch doors because they just move so much air because there's nothing restricting them. Same thing here on our back. We have a rear ramp with our double Dutch up top. Same thing. You can travel with your rear ramp latch set and your Dutches open. Again, you can see just how much air you're gonna be able to move through this trailer. Back here on our load side, 8-inch LED light above our load side here. Again, giving you guys plenty of light to load and offload. Brake lights high and low on this trailer. Something new we started doing, I want to say a year ago, maybe 2 years ago now, is we don't have to option backup lights on our trailers anymore. They're going to come integrated into your brake lights themselves. So you no longer have to pay extra for that. You don't have to option it. As soon as you throw your truck in reverse, it's going to click these little white lights on inside your brake lights. Again, giving you guys plenty of light to be able to see what you're doing when you're backing up. In this trailer, we do have our full stud divider. We are airflow up top. Again, moving air is super important. So we're airflow up top. We are stud down low. Padded dividers here on the divider. We are gonna have our butt pads and our chest bars in this trailer. Something we do on this trailer specifically, or on all of our warm blood kind of straight load setups, is we are moving this 3 inches higher on our butt bar than our chest bar. And that's just because, again, we're warm blood trailers, so you're gonna have those bigger horses. And it's not necessarily, this isn't gonna fit a smaller horse, it just helps you accommodate more sizes. The 3 inches higher isn't gonna make a difference on your smaller horses, but it is gonna make a difference if this was 3 inches lower and you get, you know, a draft horse in here. It's gonna hit closer to their hocks than it would their rump. So again, this is to help set up bigger for those bigger horses and make it more user-friendly for everybody. So again, we have our padded butt bar here, padded stud divider in the middle, padded chest bar up here. The chest bar itself does lock. Again, we don't do a lock on our hip just because it's safety, and we do a lock on our front just because your horses tend to mess with stuff while they travel. So if you have a horse that likes to bite padding and stuff like that, they can't open this because we do have a safety latch on the front bar itself. Talked a little bit about the hay bags up front. I didn't put them on because I'm going to show you guys how easy this divider moves here in a sec, but those hay bags will mount to your head grill and your wall, both in each stall, and give you guys a nice deep canvas feed bag in here. Again, super easy to move with the feed bag itself in here, but for the quickness of video purposes, I like to show you guys how simple stuff is. So this divider, if you do need an open trailer, anything like that, you're going to have 4 pinpoints on the divider itself and then 1 on your head. So you have 5 latches you have to move in this trailer. So in that small amount of time, you can pin those latches. And you'll pin those same latches. You'll have 1 at the roof, 1 at the floor, same at the front, 1 at the roof, 1 at the floor. You can easily move this open, end up with a wide open trailer, kind of a bigger box stall setup if that's something you want to do. So again, super easy to move that out of the way on that traveling track. We're going to set up 95% of our warm bloods on this traveling track. Again, because it's just so much user-friendly than having to pick this thing up and move it when it's not on the track. And then I'm going to pin it in place and show you guys kind of why, or I guess the most important aspect of this side ramp up here. And then just like that, you are pinned back in. And you are going to have a pin that holds your head divider, as well as a safety latch to keep that swinging while you're moving it. But again, talking about the usability of this side ramp on this trailer. Again, we do a version without the side ramp. The reason I like going to the side ramp is, one, to give you guys a little more space on this trailer. If you want to store some stuff up here and stuff like that. The reason I like it is it turns this into a walk-on, walk-off setup. So you can see if you were loading horses and you needed to walk off, you could load them right here. You yourself could exit, and then when you get where you're going, you're not going to have to worry about backing the horses out. Some horses don't like to back out, stuff like that. So to avoid a wreck, you can easily come in here and drop that chest bar out of the way, and you can just walk your horse straight out. And then we do a swiveling head grill on here. So again, to keep your length down on the trailer, we do this. So when you go to offload that second horse, you can swivel this out of the way, and then that second horse over there has a really easy angle to make out of this trailer. So again, the usability and the functionality of these straight loads with these moving dividers, moving parts, moving concepts, makes it just so easy to use, load and offload horses, safer for you, safer for your horses, and then just the usability of being able to do a bunch of cool stuff on this trailer. Again, you are in a Cimarron, so you are getting, no matter what, you are getting that Cimarron insulated roof. This is their Norstar model, so you're getting insulated in your walls too. So again, cold day like today, you can close this trailer up and that horse's heat's gonna be more than enough to keep it warm in here. Same thing in the summer, it's gonna give, you know, a cooling factor to your horses. It's gonna balance, reflect some of that heat off this trailer. Again, their roof is probably the coolest product I've ever seen, and on top of that, you are getting a 4-inch centered floor in here. We are rubber matted in this floor. Again, we can go in, we have a company here local that can warm these floors. If you're ordering these trailers, we can warm them at the factory. This one is just rubber mats, and we just recommend that when you clean these out, put some baking soda down, spray them out underneath these mats, and keep your floor nice and neat. Some cool features in this trailer, I guess. A cool feature, something we like to do, is instead of doing a butt strap over here, we have since went to a butt bar. Again, we didn't like doing butt bars for a long time, just because when they fall out of the way on a typical butt bar, if you went to drop this, it just makes an angle that your horse can't get by. They can hang a hawk, they can hang themselves up. So Cimarron and us engineered this sliding track, so you can just slide that butt bar up that track out of the way. So again, you don't have to worry about that angle, and you're still getting the stoutness of a bar versus strap. So again, super easy to use that little sliding mechanism. And that latch is frozen too. Anyway, you can use that sliding mechanism way easier than you would a strap that's going to hang in the way, or a solid butt bar that's going to, you know, make it unsafe to use for your horse. So we like using the butt bar for the stoutness. And again, this little deal we have built in these trailers is super, super handy and effective. Escape door here on our driver's side, it's going to have your standard butt bar, because again, we don't have that huge length to deal with, and it will just fall out of the way. So again, nothing's going to be able to lean on that door and push it open. You have a nice access point to this trailer that you're not having to drop your side ramp, drop a rear ramp. It's just a simple door to access this trailer. You're not going to have to worry about dropping those ramps. Roof vents situated as we work our way out. Again, always talking about moving air, because that's going to what makes your horses the most comfortable, whether it's you maximizing airflow in the summer or minimizing airflow in the winter. This is going to give you guys, so for example, winter, how I would haul normally, this, like if I was to haul today and when we're 20 degrees out here, I would shut this trailer all the way up. I would open my 2 roof vents and get some fresh air flowing for through a trailer. We always suggest you move a little bit of air through your trailer. These things seal up so tight, and they do a great job with their fit and finish at Cimarron. Such a good job that I would suggest always having some type of airflow, just to at least get them some oxygen, because they're going to seal so tight that we worry about oxygen sometimes. So I would just always have some sort of airflow in these trailers, and I think that's a great testament to Cimarron that they make their trailers seal so well that I would at least suggest some airflow. And there's not a lot of trailers that I would say you need to have some airflow on, but a Cimarron is one of them. I would so again, if I was hauling, I would shut everything up. I'd open my 2 roof vents, maybe open a back sliding type window on one of those Dutch doors just to get that little amount of air moving, but again, closed up enough that horse's body height with this insulation is going to keep warm enough in here. So again, as you work our way out, you're going to have your back ramp again. And then we will work our way down this driver's side. Again, not a whole bunch to talk about on this driver's side. You can see the Dutch doors with our sliding types built in. We do have these oversized, these are massive sliding type windows. So for example, if you're not using your Dutch doors, but you still want to move a little bit more air, you can open those big sliding types right there, and again, move tons of air for your horses. Outside view of that escape door here, 16-inch LED light on this driver's side. So if you are tying out over here, need to access your escape door or anything like that, you're going to have enough light on this driver's side to do so. And then in our escape door itself, we do have a drop window. It's going to be typical of Cimarron's drop windows. So again, we're going to have our jail bar in here. This can be easily dropped as well. If you wanted to, you know, easily tie if you're running something maybe in this front stall, anything like that. But again, it just gives us more airflow than our sliding types. Big heavy duty drop windows, and then you're gonna have your small sliding type built in that window as well. So again, 3-system window, everything is greasable. So if you end up with a sticky window, anything like that, squeaky door hinge, you can just throw a grease zerd on there. Easily grease them, everything's easily operable, and they're super heavy duty. I love Cimarron's windows. 610 wide, so again, full length running board. We have since started ordering all these with the highest amount of diamond plate. Our typical was, I believe, 24 inches. We went to this 36 inch to again, give you guys more protection. We think it looks a little bit better too. Main reason is, again, it just gives you guys more protection from rock chips, road debris. This is gonna hold up a lot better than your stainless steel nose or your painted sheets. So the higher we can get that and prevent those rock dings, we're gonna keep this trailer looking as nice for you guys for as long as possible. Up here at front, we have our 3-foot tongue. It's kind of our typical safety features. We're a tuned 5/16 coupler, safety chains, breakaway cable, our 7-pin with the storage unit so you're not dragging it when you're moving this trailer and stuff like that. Again, super nice setup. We can do these in a couple different options. Again, we like doing these videos for you guys so you can see these trailers before they get here. Our Warmbloods are probably, I would say, our most popular seller, whether it's a bumper pull model or a gooseneck model, head-to-heads. These things just fly. We set them up to be super user-friendly for you guys. I think a lot of people appreciate that. So again, this is a 2026 Cimarron Norstar. This is our Warmblood 2-horse straight load with that side ramp option. If you're interested in this trailer, maybe some of the other variances of this trailer, whether that be without the side ramp, a gooseneck version, anything like that, feel free to give us a call. Again, my name's Tanner here at Transwest Truck Trailer RV in Frederick, Colorado. Phone number is 303-684-3409. Thanks for tuning in.